Welcome everyone to a beautiful bar here in Brussels, though I feel transported to Puerto Rico because they're playing some salsa, so it's bringing a lot of memories. I just ordered myself a nice Trappist beer for a Q&A special. It happens once a month. I had to delay this one just by 2 days because there was a special occasion where I found the one available ticket to see Coldplay 2 nights ago on Friday night. And that was a miracle because they're super popular. Somehow 4 nights in a row got sold out. And I bought that ticket in a drunken stupor, also drinking a few Trappist ales. And then went to the show and had a blast. So it was rescheduled today to a beautiful, quiet Sunday here in Brussels. It appears that a lot of people have left the city and went over to the beach. So it's pretty chill, especially in a gorgeous bar like this one that we're at right now. So let me know where you're at, and there's a bee flying in my face. Let me know where you're at, and then for the first 10 minutes, feel free to ask me any questions about travel, about Belgium, and then after that, I'll open up the floodgates for you to ask me anything. Hello, Ben. Hello, Colleen. Welcome. Let me show you the space I'm at right now. So I have beautiful views of these gorgeous buildings. I'm in the outdoor area. What? Oh yeah. No, I'm making a video, so don't mind me. Thank you so much. Please. Thank you. All right. So we got Trappist beer already. Peter says, "What's my job?" Peter, if I told you, it might be troublesome to actually tell you what I do. No, I'm joking around. I do these videos. So look at this beautiful bar. Gorgeous. Wow. And I got myself a Zundert Trappist beer. Let's see how much percentage this is. 8% alcohol, 0.33 liters. And ooh, I'm so excited. It's nice and cool in their glass. So this is a different glass. I'm not sure if they have a Zundert glass, but I'm super excited to try this out. Katie says, yippee, beer time. Indeed. So technically I can request, like I can take back this beer. If they don't have the glass, I can. It is within reason here in Belgium to not demand, but to ask politely for a different beer that they have the glass for. But I don't know, I just want to drink. So let's not be too purist here. So no, I did not do a terrible pour. I did not do a poor job in pouring this beer. This would be the case in Ireland. This would be the case in craft brewery places in the US and also in the UK. This would be a travesty. But no, here it's rather normal to do a pour like this. The beer is supposed to be poured like that with a lot of head. And it tends to be very sloppy head. So let's try it out. I love the juxtaposition. I'm in Belgium with these beautiful architecture, surrounded by beautiful comic book murals. There's French and Flemish and English being spoken here all at once, and I'm hearing the music of my people, salsa. Literally salsa from Puerto Rico, right here in the background. It is such a in America, we would use, I'm going to use this term because I think it's very fitting. It's a clusterfuck of cultures, and I mean that in the best way possible. I mean that as a compliment. Hey, Greg says, first time in Belgium. Yeah, first time in Belgium. Someone asked for a foam mustache. This foam is not too sticky. This one's not too kind of dense foam. Not like a stout that you have with the Guinness. How's the beer? The beer is indeed stronger than America. It's not just what I think. Someone asked me, do I think the beer is stronger? It's not just what I think. It's quite literally stronger. The way you can find out is usually in back or in front. They say the alcohol percentage. Here it says 8% alcohol. 8% alcohol. America has a huge range now because of craft beer, craft breweries, and microbreweries. There's a massive range. But in general, when you're having a beer in America, and you're having a beer in America, go to any bar or any restaurant, you're generally going to have a beer that ranges about 5%. America tends to be slightly stronger than the UK or Ireland, which range between 3.8% and 4.8%. Of course, these are always generalizations, so there's exceptions, but that's generally the case. The reason is, in America, sometimes we have light beers as well that are much lower in percentage, but people tend to drink half pints in America. Same thing here in Belgium. Big difference is, in Belgium, they're drinking much stronger beer. Generally, the beers are at least 6% minimum, and they go far higher. 8%, this one, they have a quadruple, which I think should be 10 to 11%. And if this conversation goes well, maybe I shall try it. But there's also another beer bar nearby that I went to already that has a super rare Trappist beer. So maybe I shall go there too. Let me know what you think. Nancy says, welcome to Belgium. Have you eaten Belgian fries? Yeah, so I've done all the typical Belgian things. Fries, waffles, chocolate, beer. You can check out the previous four broadcasts I did. Had an amazing blast trying all those things. Today's my last day in Belgium. It is definitely a place that I would recommend spending more time in. It's wonderful. So I'm gonna have some sparkling water with this as well because I'm very thirsty. Robbie says, you look so sad today. I think you're in your happy place. Those are two contradictory statements. I'm not so sad. No, I'm not sad at all. I'm rather happy to be here. I'm actually having a very good day. So I'm having a very, very good day. I met up with two amazing viewers from Urbanist. I'm going to put up their photo right now. We took a selfie together. Lovely couple. They're Polish, but they're based here in Belgium for many, many years. They're fully integrated into the culture. Marcin and Marcin from Poland. So round of hearts to Marcin and Marcin. Yep, they're a couple, and they both have the same name. It's awesome, and they're both Polish. Really cool guys. Really had a blast with them. They invited me to an amazing lunch at a typical brasserie here. Of course, brasseries is more similar to the French brasserie, and had an amazing beef stew. Another Trappist beer we had there as well, and they showed me around their beautiful neighborhood, which was around the EU buildings, and it was gorgeous, really gorgeous. Winston says, have you tried any lambic beer? So they do have lambic beer here on draft. I don't like them. I don't like sour beers. I really do not like sour beers. So, no, I'm not gonna have another one. But if you like sour beers, if you like sour candies, if you like the sour taste, then you might enjoy a sour beer. They're infused with fruits, so the lambics are generally sour and they're infused with fruits. Pretty good. Vinette says, when will you visit Manhattan? I'm not sure if I'll ever go back to Neat. I just may stay in Europe forever. Yeah. Albany says, don't get too drunk. I mean, why not? Albany, why not get drunk in Belgium? JA says, where's the best place to drink alcohol? America or Europe? Europe, by far. America has a amazing beer culture. There's some amazing breweries. There's great brewery experiences. Go to the Brooklyn Brewery if you visit New York. If you visit Chicago, go to Goose Island. Boston has their own breweries too. I don't like American drinking culture. It really, most places tend to be very loud music. We have music here in a reasonable volume. In America, if I were in a bar right now, have you seen a few of my videos drinking at bars sometimes? They're loud, crazy, crazy loud. And then I can't do this in America. I don't have no food in front of me. Nothing, no food in front of me. I already ate. I don't need more food in me. I can't do this in America. If I want to sit down and have a drink, generally, in most places, they would ask me to order some food. And I don't want it. I don't want food. I just want to sit down and have a drink. And that's the beauty about European bar culture. You can sit down, enjoy a nice drink, and it's casual too. So no one's kind of judging you for having a beer right now, 3 p.m. In America, this would be a bit weird, you know, having a strong beer 3 p.m. Unfortunately, there's a lot of preconceptions. So you're alcoholic, are you having a bad day? It's just normal here to have a beer early in the day. Not every country, of course, but a lot of these European countries, it's just normal. It's normal to have a casual drink, and there's not too much over drinking here. So of course, alcoholism is something that's terrible and does plague a lot of people all around the world. It's terrible. So if you do suffer from that, by no means don't have a drink. There's beautiful juices and sparkling waters in many of these countries, and sodas and things like that. But when it comes to America, since there's a lot more negative preconceptions with alcohol, people tend to abuse alcohol more. Especially in major cities, especially like in New York, if you go out to drink, since alcohol is expensive and there's negative preconceptions, that combined, people tend to abuse it and they tend to get drunk. And so it's not normal to just have a cup of wine for lunch. It's changing, of course, especially in New York. But that's what I prefer about European drinking culture, personally. Beatrice says moderation is key. Yes. What was the more joyful Belgian? 1, tasting the chocolate. 2, enjoying the beer. Seeing the Smurf art. That's anonymous dude. Smurf art. Yesterday, as I came in from Bruges, because I'm staying in Brussels, I came out of the Brussels Central train station. As you exit the train station towards the center of town, you have to look up. It's very easy to miss, but there's an entire ceiling mural of the Smurfs. And wow, it was the best mural I've ever seen. Susie says, every day's not moderation. Say that to the Europeans. You can say that to the Europeans. It is fairly normal here to have a drink every day. And also UK as well. It's pretty normal. Tintin towel was fun to see. Did you purchase it? No, I did not purchase it. I have already too much stuff in my bag. And there's a limit. I can't carry around too much stuff. I still have a month and a half of travel left. So, or we're getting close to just a month of travel left. That's the problem. Also, in the negative preconceptions with alcohol also affect Puerto Rico too. In Puerto Rico, people tend to unfortunately abuse alcohol a lot. And if you're having a drink early in the day, you know, people think, oh, it's worrisome. It's not that worrisome. It's okay. It's chill. Beatrice and a few other people asked me about getting homesick. Do I miss family? Yo, of course I miss family. I love hanging out with my family. But Khalid Gibran, one of the most famous poets of American history, he is Lebanese American. Watch, it was one of my last live videos before I started traveling again. I visited his home area, which was Little Syria in Lower Manhattan. He has a quote that says, "Absence makes the heart grow fonder." He also has a different quote: "If you love them, let them go. Because if they come back, if they don't come back, they never..." Oh, sorry. I gotta remember the quote. "If you love someone, let them go. For if they return, they were always yours. And if they don't, they never were." So I think in any relationship in our lives, marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, partner, whatever you have, family, friends, I think it's okay to have a little bit of distance from time to time. You get to appreciate each other a little bit better. It's good to have your own experiences from time to time. I think a lot of people overestimate the social experiences. Oh, I gotta really enjoy being with someone. I gotta really enjoy traveling with a significant other or friends. Or when I go to a different country, if I'm solo traveling, I really gotta enjoy meeting people. Yeah, those can be wonderful things. But I think in life, it's very important to enjoy a few experiences at the very least on your own. I think it is immensely beneficial to at least once in your life travel solo. Tunita said 50 stars, thank you so much. Zhao says, well, Wepa, a drink every day is very different to getting drunk very often. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You can abuse anything in life, so I've noticed a few of my viewers are kind of a bit stunned at trying the coffee shops in Netherlands and drinking beer pretty pretty freely here in Belgium. I think it's okay to indulge. There's a lot of... We come from a culture, especially us Americans, that has been very heavily influenced by the Puritans. And then if you're from similar cultures, Puerto Rican or Irish American, Italian American, you're influenced by Catholic guilt culture. We like to think that we're pretty secular societies nowadays. We like to think, oh, religion no longer affects us. Religion has been extremely influential in every aspect of our culture, from food to lifestyle to personality, to how we feel on a daily basis. It has seeped in deeply in every aspect of life. And you can choose to believe what you want to believe, of course, but don't, I would say, recognize the influence it has, because once you see the influence and are aware of the influence, then you can realize, why do I see certain things? Why do I have certain perceptions of the world when other countries don't have those same perceptions? And it's because of that religious influence. And I've had the benefit of this particular trip to have experienced kind of the variety, at least in Christian religious influence, from the Catholic influence in France to the Protestant influence in Northern Europe, Scandinavia, Denmark, and Netherlands, and seeing kind of that difference in those two cultures. I think it's very interesting. And in America, since we were so deeply influenced by Puritanism and then also Catholicism, if you're a New Yorker or Puerto Rican, there's a lot of guilt there. So we tend to feel very guilty about indulging. Indulgence is something bad. It's something that can lead to the destruction of life. That is the very kind of basis for those religions. There's good teachings in there, but unfortunately in our culture, I'm speaking as an American and a Puerto Rican, in our cultures we kind of pumped up the volume on those lessons to the point of absurdity, where we think having a beer or two is, oh my god, it's terrible, or having the smoke, oh my god. And we see that in modern culture today. You know, for example, I went to France and people were liberally smoking tobacco. In America, it's like, oh my god, you're killing yourself. It's a bit extreme. I mean, people for hundreds of years have been smoking tobacco. It has not killed everyone. So I think we just have to chill. I think it's been very good for me as an American. I think it's for many other Americans to travel to Europe because it's taught us to chill in many respects. Same thing vice versa. So let me know for Europeans. Let me know if it happens vice versa, where you go to America, because America is also chill. America is actually more ambitious. That's a good thing about American culture. It's ambitious. Productivity is also inspired by the Puritans. Productivity. Doing the best you can. Time is money. And those things can also have their benefits. But when you exaggerate them, when you take them to the extreme, that's where it kind of gets out of whack. So it's funny when the Puritans went over, they escaped the UK, they escaped England, they went over from England over to the Netherlands, where we just went. We went to both England and the Netherlands. So they went from England because they were, the English were too intolerant to their intolerance. And they did not like that. The Puritans tend to be very intolerant. That's why it kind of hasn't prospered as a culture for the long term, because they were pretty damn strict. So they left there to go to the Netherlands, where it was a tolerant society. But the Puritans did not like the Netherlands, because the Netherlands was too tolerant for their intolerance. So they end up leaving the Netherlands to go and set up colonies in America, which was Massachusetts. And it's pretty funny that you could be very tolerant, but you'll also be too intolerant. Are we cautious about how much alcohol we drink, says Adam? I think Americans tend to be a bit more cautious about it, yes. Rocky says, in America, this is so true. You look great, by the way. Thank you so much, Rocky. I appreciate that. Chris, nice to see you here. All right, everyone, feel free to ask me anything. Do you visit St. Michael's in Brussels? No, I don't think so. I don't think I visited yet. Go and walk around the Grand Sault Blanc, and then go down to the Montage area. Well, thank you so much for the recommendation. Hey, Anamasu says, enjoy watching you in action, kid. Seeing your tastes evolve as travelers. Where do you think your traveling takes you next? So I went to, when I was in Amsterdam buying a SIM card, I was at the Vodafone store. And there was a gentleman next to me, also waiting in line, that was from Dubai. And he was telling me how Dubai, it's a bit hard to buy a SIM card. You gotta show like your passport, documentation. But once you get internet service, it works universally. It's very easy. Don't mind me, I'm speaking to the camera. It works universally. Like, you get cell phone reception everywhere. And apparently this guy was a driver in safaris out into the sand dunes. And he says, as someone who works professionally out in the sand dunes, he was able to post from the sand dunes, and his clients usually are out there to take Instagrams. They were also able to post Instagrams out there in the desert. And that made me curious. I was like, oh. You know, Dubai doesn't interest me too much as a city, but if I can live stream from a desert, oh yeah, that sounds very interesting. Hey, and Frontier asked, what's the watch I'm wearing? I'm glad you asked. I'm wearing a Bulova Lunar Pilot 1 watch. And this is a limited edition watch. And behind it, there's an actual emblem of the astronaut who wore this same type of model out into space. So that's what I'm wearing. I'm in a partnership with Bulova for short videos on Facebook and TikTok. Haya says, Asia next? I would love to go to Japan once it opens up, and South Korea and Singapore and potentially Philippines as well. Bella says, I would be really impressed if you live stream from Dubai. Haya says, Korea's open. That's good to hear. I'm glad Korea's open. That's good to hear. Really awesome. Cool. Are there still restrictions? You still have to wear a mask? I respect the country if they want to do whatever the law they want mandates, but at the moment, I'd rather not travel around a place where I am required to wear a mask. That's why I'm here in Europe. Do you visit the Bulova Museum? I did, yes. There's clips of the Bulova Museum in the second video I did, just posted. And there might be clips on the third video as well. And I might make a specific video of the Bulova Museum, permitting that Bulova partners up with me again next month. So stay tuned. If they decide to partner up again in September, there might be more videos related to watch history. And Bulova specifically as well. Zhao says, if you go to the Emirates, try coffee there. Oh yes. Coffee. I would love to try shisha over there. That would be amazing. Neil says, you tan well. Thank you. Thank you. It's all the beer. The beer is giving me color. Chris says you're not required to wear a mask in Japan, but everyone does. Japanese courtesy, yeah, that's why I would not so keen at the very moment. Hey, Isa says, I love New York City. Always dreamed of traveling to Europe. So jealous. What do you recommend first place to visit? Good question. There's two ways of going about it. Think of traveling as a video game. You can choose easy mode, so you can get acquainted with the video game. So you can really kind of get a vibe for it. You can have a good time. If you see easy mode as a good time, cool, choose easy mode. And also in video games, you can choose hard mode. Some video games have nightmare mode, or like crazy insane mode, something like that. But you can choose two, right? Think of travel the same way. If you gotta know yourself. if you don't listen to your friends, that sounds harsh, but don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to your family. Don't listen to anyone. Just listen to me. No, but in this case, the reason I say that, don't listen to your friends, is because a lot of people, especially on Instagram or friends or maybe some family, might talk about the glamour of travel. Oh, I went to the deserts of Morocco, or I went sand dune boarding in Saudi Arabia, or I hiked through the Appalachian Mountains, or I went to the monasteries of Tibet, some crazy stuff like that, or I chilled at the exotic beaches of Bali. And people might make you feel like you need to do that, like that's real travel. You want to go to London? That's not real travel. You speak English there. Come on, London's basically New York. It's basically Boston. You want to go to Paris? Everyone goes to Paris. You go to Rome? Everyone goes to Rome. Rome, it's already done. You don't need to go to Rome. That's what people will tell you. I can't disagree more. They're famous for a reason, and they are wonderful places to visit. So, easy mode, I would say, is go to a country that A, is already super extremely popular, and for good reason. Paris is popular for very good reasons. It's one of the most magical cities in the world. Rome is super popular for a reason. It's one of the most history-dense cities in the world. Some of the best food in the world is in Rome. And I would really recommend traveling there. And they're easy to travel to. And if you want to make it very easy for yourself, since you're watching my show, you already know English, then go to an English-speaking country. So if you want to make it super easy on yourself, go to London. Go to Ireland. London's probably the most famous of them all, so go to London. Make it super easy on yourself. It's okay. Don't make it hard. If you want to choose hard mode, then maybe consider going to like in Italy. I went to Naples and Sorrento. Some people might not say that's hard mode, but you know, I would say they're a little bit more difficult than going to an English-speaking area or super touristy area. Go out to the smaller towns in Italy. Go to Turkey, Istanbul. Istanbul is wonderful. I haven't done videos of it yet, but I've personally been. And it's really, really amazing country and really amazing city. A lot of cool things to see there, but it's difficult. The language barrier is big. Not that many people know English. The language is not easy to read. So it is a learning curve, but it is worth it. So you can think of it both ways. Of course, if you go super hard mode and go deep into India, if you're not Indian, it'll probably be very hard. You can go to African countries, also pretty hard as well. You can go to many places that are probably be a lot more exotic, but I would say you don't need to do that in order to enjoy traveling. Sharon says, what was your most friendly experience in your recent travels? Sharon, Ireland. The entire country is a warm hug. The entire country is a chill, fun time. I was in Kilkenny for 3 nights, I think, 3 nights. By that second day, I was waving to people on the street. It's so easy to meet people in Ireland, especially if you're an English speaker. And of course, you know how I look like, you know my gender, so you gotta take that into consideration. But it was super easy to meet people. People are super friendly, and they just enjoy having a good casual chat. It was easy to have fun, make people laugh, share a laugh with someone. It was easy to grab a drink. Just super friendly country. And then to learn about the local history, so easy. You just ask anyone. And if the person you're asking doesn't know, most likely someone who does is overhearing your conversation, and they will butt in the most friendly way possible. It's truly a country of storytellers. So aside from being the friendliest country, it's also the culture I've encountered that has the best storytelling of all of them. It's truly something to admire. Kay says I actually stayed 6 nights in Kilkenny. Wow. Wow, I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Kay. 6 nights, yeah. Wow, it was quite a lot. But I remember that's even the second day I was already like waving to people. Are you tempted by the spectacles like the new eruption in Iceland? No, not necessarily. Mislav, no, not necessarily. Not really. I'm sure there are wonderful things to see, but I don't know. I'd rather not be in the face of danger. There's a lot of people out there who do travel videos or personalities on TV that build a personality of being in the face of danger. It's a really cool personality to have. It's a really cool persona. Be there and do the most dangerous things. I'm not like that. It's like, no. I really go to chill places. But I gotta admit, that might be cool to live stream. I'm not sure if there's cell phone reception. I heard that Iceland has some of the best cell phone reception in the world, like the Netherlands. So I heard that those remote places potentially have good cell phone data, so I can live stream a volcanic eruption. I mean, in the case of making content, I think that would be interesting. Mislav says it's truly a spectacle. Someone could do it safely. Oh, Morgan says, I get what you're asking, even if it was a tourist, but there are some people who are dark tourists. They like going to really, really crazy experiences. Yeah. That's definitely a way to travel. I can't really offer too much on that regard because I don't like too much of dark tourism. But there's a way, yeah. And there's a few channels. I mean, Bold and Bankrupt is an easy entry point to tourism that's kind of on the edge. Mislav says, but your videos aren't really about natural spectacles. Yeah, it'll be wonderful. I would love to stream the Northern Lights as well. I would have to go to Scandinavia during the winter time. There was a family there. No waiter came. They were waiting. Let me know. Would you go to see volcanic eruption? Let me know. Beatrice says, yep, nope, just send the drone instead. Yeah, that'll be fun. Dejao says, I want to go to Finland. You should 100% go to Finland. It's a great country. I featured it for 1 week in 2017. It was my first country abroad on Urbanist. Yeah, it's a great country. It's amazing. Mislav says, it's tempting for me because I'm a volcanic nerd. Yeah. I mean, going to Naples and Capri, Sorrento, that entire area around the Bay of Naples already felt like I was on the edge of, of a volcanic eruption. If you really want to feel existential dread, go to the Bay of Naples and learn about the volcano that's underneath it. Then you'll really feel like life is truly transient and impermanent. Ron says, we have a volcanic eruption here in Philippines. This is normal. And now we're driving away from me. Oh, Ron, I hope everyone's safe. Is it one that's constantly erupting, or is something happening recently? Anthony says, watching people is nice. The desire to survival in nature compared to the survival of people is amazing. Yeah. Ludo says, you can look up on YouTube for a live stream of the eruption. Yeah, I think it's already being live streamed. Yeah. If you go up to Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, you can climb up the volcano, says Kay. Yeah, same thing as the Vesuvius. You can actually pretty much take a train all the way to the top. Ron lives on the Circle of Fire, says Chris. Oh, yeah. You find a nice restaurant for dinner yesterday? No. I tried to go to one. It was fully booked. I tried. There was two actually. Another one was fully booked too. So, I just had a little piece of bread. Just a tiny little piece of bread. Right, so this is a bread and water. Morgan says they're playing Ring of Fire. Yeah, I guess this is a Spanish version of Johnny Cash. I'm just joking. I went to the Freaks place I featured in my food tour here in Brussels. I ate some frites, and they have what's called a carbonade, which is a beef stew, and that's been my diet the past few days. It's beef stew every day. It's really good. They make it very sweet here. They use like nutmeg and other spices. They make it super sweet. Very interesting. Zhao says, what's the best coffee you've had? I think the best coffee country in the world is specifically Italy. Italy by far, top coffee country in the world. You can go anywhere and have amazing coffee. You can go to a gasoline station. You can go to a tiny little bar in the middle of a tiny little village in the middle of nowhere, Italy, and have amazing coffee. The biggest restaurant, the most touristy restaurants, big museum, anywhere, literally anywhere, there's amazing coffee in Italy. But I think for if you like cold coffees, I think New York is still king for a good cold brew. Oh yeah. I think the biggest surprise for a coffee country, I would say number 3, is London. You would think, oh no, London is not known for coffee. Oh, once you start going to coffee shops in London, oh my god, oof, it'll blow you away. They have amazing coffee in London, and then they have great brunch at a lot of these coffee places with poached eggs, and great avocado toast. Oh my god, it's heaven. Morgan says, French fries and beef stew, very salty, very savory. Yeah, it was a bit too filling. Yeah, it didn't go down well. Belle says, you're glowing beautifully. It must be all the beer you're having. Yes. Yeah, I've had a few people comment on how red I am. I think a lot, there's this kind of social media could be very deceiving, because if you see some of the biggest TV show hosts for travel. They're wearing makeup. They're wearing makeup. So I am sure Josh Gates, out in the Sahara Desert when he's filming his show, he's probably very red-faced. That man looks like he gets quite red, but he's probably wearing makeup when they're shooting that scene. Anthony Bourdain, everyone, they're wearing makeup. So they can be in the most hot, humid countries, but they look pretty even skin tone. And then beyond that, for me, naturally, I'm just a more redder person. It might be that long lost Irish blood / Scottish blood is in me. And then beer. Sometimes it's dusty environments, so if I'm like in an old restaurant or a museum, it might be a little bit dusty. So I'm a bit allergic to dust. And then some countries I've been indulging in more cheese, so I get a little bit redder when I have cheese, when I have dairy. Depends on the dairy, but sometimes I get more red when I have dairy. So in Netherlands, I quite indulge in some. Netherlands had amazing cheese, so I indulge in a lot of cheese over there. And then also I get flushed when I'm live streaming in public. I mean, it's quite a lot of pressure to be talking for an hour or more directly to the camera in a public place where a lot of people are passing by, sometimes staring, sometimes looking, sometimes stopping and looking for a while. It's a bit embarrassing. yeah. So it's normal to get a little bit red-faced, I think, for most people around the world. Is that especially Instagrammers, YouTubers, and big TV stars are not showing you their real natural skin complexion all the time. They're showing you either a makeup version of it. Happens with a lot of women Instagrammers, women YouTubers. They're editing, of course. So, yeah. Bill says, I love your rosy cheeks. Yes. Nicole says, you look good. Don't worry. Yeah, it's this guy. I got a lot of comments from it, so that's why I felt the need to say it. And I got a comment from someone who meant very well. They were very concerned. I was like, don't be concerned. You can see a picture of me as a baby. Like, I was a baby. I've been healthy my entire life. I'm so grateful. I've been very healthy my entire life. As a little baby, I had deep rosy cheeks. Morgan says, what? Women edit their photos? I mean, men do too, but yes. Yeah. Not just, well, there's sometimes a lot of editing going on, but there's definitely makeup. I mean, I personally know female YouTubers. I've hung out with them. I've featured them in my show. Some of them won't do a video if they don't have any makeup on. It's their personal choice, but yeah, so some straight up would not want the camera pointed at them. Like, I've hung out with them without makeup. They look, to me, I can barely tell the difference. But they would not want to have the camera pointed at them without any makeup. Have you made new friends that you'll stay in touch with? Yes. In Scotland, here in Belgium. Yeah, I've made quite a few friends that I stay in touch with. In Ireland as well. Yeah, a few places, yeah. Italy, I already knew friends there, which was nice. London, I made friends. Kimberly says, thank you for doing all that you're doing. Yeah. All right. I just had one beer. That was great. Wow. Almost says, can be annoying if people think you're embarrassed. Don't do embarrassment. Just the tequila. Yeah. Almost says, don't feel embarrassed. Just drink tequila. You know, I'm so lucky that I never had bad experience with alcohol, so I know my limit, and I really have never abused alcohol in my life. I'm very grateful that it's not happened to me. My heart goes out to anyone who's suffered alcohol abuse, or any other type of abuse. There's a bunch of other, anything. Coffee can be abused, fast food can be abused, food can be abused, anything can be abused. But one of my favorite speakers in the world, Alan Watts, who probably is, in my opinion, some of the best freestyle speakers you'll ever hear in your life. Search him up on YouTube. I've spoke about him many times. He passed away many years ago, back in the 1980s. But he had a long career, I think it was like 30-year career doing public speaking. And the man is fluid, poetic, very deep in his thoughts, and delivers them in a way that just sticks with you because he goes for the heart. He's not scripted. He never used a script. He never read from notes. It was all extemporaneously, which is my inspiration. I love extemporaneous speaking. I have no notes with me. That's why my videos can sometimes be rather meandering. They can take a few hours. But I think there's beauty in taking a few hours. It's almost like the process of learning is two-sided. It's sometimes nice to see a very condensed YouTube video that is 10 minutes, 15 minutes long, or maybe like a Bold and Bankrupt, who's an amazing vlogger. He's now doing 50-minute videos. There's another guy, Gabrielle, also a traveler, YouTuber, does 50-minute videos, but they're condensed. You know, you get the gist of Greece. Bold and Bankrupt did Romania. You get Romania, 50 minutes. You really get the full experience, condensed, straightforward, efficient. But I think there is something about being freestyle, having a long meandering chat, or a walk, or a travel experience, or a museum, or taking the metro, just meandering. I think it's very important, especially on video. I think it's very interesting to make a meandering video. Some movies are also meandering, and I think they're very special because you kind of feel like you're there. You feel like you're in the experience yourself. So yes, I'm doing all the speaking here. There's no one else. I have no co-host. All of you are watching via text, so no one's actually speaking at me. So I'm doing all the speaking here. And Morgan gave a 2 Canadian super chat. Morgan sent over 2 Canadians. All right, everyone, I finished this beer. Should I get a second one? Should I have one more here? Let me know if you want to continue the conversation. Brett just sent a 10-pound super chat. And he says, have another beer on me. So let me know, do you vote for one more beer? Happy to continue the conversation. Finish the question you asked. So let me know. There was a point I was getting with Alan Watts, but my waiter has gone for a smoke break, so I gotta wait for that beer. So vote now or forever hold your peace. I'm not gonna walk. I'm so sorry, guys, but I'm a bit tired of walking. I'm very tired of walking. I think I've reached my limit of walking. I gotta reserve my energy because I'm going to show you some cool places this month. So I gotta take a break. So I hope you understand that I'm not gonna walk on this journey today because I've been walking a lot. Esfiel says yes. Enjoy. Once more. Anonymous says sorry. I must practice moderation. Marianne, nice to see you here. Susie says, have a lemonade. Don't worry, once I explore Alabama, and yeah, once I go do my grand Alabama expedition, I will drink all the lemonade, Susie. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. There will be some great lemonade featured all around the great state of Alabama. So we're going to go everywhere. Birmingham, Alabama. I don't even know the other cities of Alabama. But we're going to roll tide over there and drink all the lemonade. Stay tuned. Sharon says, enjoy another. Thank you so much, Sharon, for the $5 super chat. My waiter is on a smoke break. We're closer to France in terms of culture, so smoke breaks can be rather long. But yes, I'll have one more beer. Susie says lots of sweet tea, yeah. So, that said, unfortunately, Alan Watts, not unfortunate, I'm not sure if it's fortunate or unfortunate. I'm not going to make a judgment on it, but Alan Watts, almost before every single speaking gig of his, was known to have a few cups of wine. Sometimes a lot of cups of wine. Sometimes the man would have a mega pint of wine. He was very well known for it. And in YouTube, he's very famous for having clips. So there are some talks, not all of them, but there are some talks where he went on for like 3 or 4 hours, and you can really tell that the man is drunk. But of course, people just clip it, so you rarely encounter that. You have to really dig in deep. Some talks, of course, he did for 2 or 3 hours, and they were awesome. But some of them, you can really tell that he was a bit drunk. And yeah, he used alcohol to kind of smooth out his speaking ability. I'm not sure if he was able to do it without the red wine. I'm not sure, but he did it with the red wine, and apparently he passed away due to an alcohol-related illness. It was pretty early in age also. I think he was only in his late 60s. You can say he's old, but I think it's still pretty young. Which is it's a bit of a bummer to learn about that aspect of his career. So I'm grateful that I never had really, as a public performer, as someone making videos, I never felt the need to use alcohol or anything else, or CBD, or anything could be abused. Elvis used methamphetamines, I think it was. And then he used tranquilizers to fall asleep. Michael Jackson. It kind of sucks. A lot of performers have had dependency on those things, but you don't need it. You don't need it. I think that's why it was beautiful seeing Coldplay. Coldplay, as far as I know, those guys are pretty clean, and they're wonderful. They're wonderful. They have this amazing skill to make really lighthearted, loving music, and it's beautiful. Morgan says, could have done it with white. maybe not. Two highs. Hi. I'm Orval, please. Oh, thank you so much. And Alasu says they're high music. I think so, yeah. I think Coldplay might be getting their high from the music. Nicole says, I envy your band shirt. Yeah. Tim says, why not discuss your age? Tim, because I am a timeless being. If I discuss my age, it is beyond comprehension. No, Tim, I think being a public figure, it's okay to keep some things close to the chest. Unfortunately, a lot of YouTubers feel like they need to share every aspect of their lives. I think everyone's going to be different, but you see from some of the bigger YouTubers that were a bit too liberal with sharing every aspect of their life, even something as mundane as age. My age is pretty mundane. Eventually, when I get to TV or do a big project or a big documentary or a big movie, yeah, people are gonna know exactly when I was born. But why not keep some privacy while one can have it? Enjoy it when you're having it. I think that's nice. It's nice to have a little bit of privacy with some things. It might sound mundane, but to me, it's nice, those little bits of information that I don't feel a need to share. Eventually, when I do a big project, yeah, everyone's gonna find out about it, but that's okay. Tracy says, Chris Martin has incredible stage presence. You can't help but getting the feel of the concert. Yes, the other man can carry a concert. John says, we're all timeless beings. Exactly. Precisely. Age is but a number. Susie says, I'm always honest about my age. That's good. Yeah. If you know me personally, then yeah, I will share that. But being public persona is different from having a friend or casually chatting with someone you met in real life. It's different. Mr. Dramatica says, I know you're a fellow Gemini. Yes, I am. Alfred says, what's your goal? Ooh. It's to direct an epic sci-fi action film with a disco soundtrack. You ever listen to my to my soundtrack Afterworld? Yeah, that is the soundtrack to my film. I have not written the film yet, but I've made the soundtrack, which is nice. Susie says, online, I always say my age, but it's not too smart. Yeah, it depends. I mean, the more public you are as a person, the more vulnerable you are in many respects. So, yeah, it's very easy to be very vulnerable as a person who does public videos. Very easy. You got a lot of people with their eyes on you, so. Bella says, don't. Sarah gives a SAR. Let me know what SAR is. I'm so curious. Ooh. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. Merci beaucoup. Please. Cheers. Wow. That's so good. Wow. That is amazing. Wow. So this is the second time I'm trying Orval. It's a Trappist ale. It is 6.2% alcohol. I'll show it to you. They do use sugar in this one, which is very interesting. And you can see the bottle date here. So it is, well, this is not too fresh. Oh wow, a few months old. Interesting. I guess if you really go to like one of those very popular beer bars, you'll get something even more fresh. But still tastes really good. Trappist ale, Orval, highly recommend it. And I love the glass. Wow. Amazing glass. Wow. I love the bottle too. It's really cool. The music is festive. Yeah, the music is literally Puerto Rican music. I mean, there's a few other nationalities in there, but it's basically Puerto Rican music. Is this a sign, ladies and gentlemen? I did put a Patreon goal of 75 patrons. With 75 patrons, the goal was to cover a tropical city. There's a few big tropical cities out there. So let me know. Which one should it be? Vote now. Which one should it be? Which tropical city should I feature? Hopefully very soon. Alfred says, I'm looking forward to Alabama. You know, in all seriousness, Alabama probably would be very interesting to cover. At least for a week. Mr. Romantica says Maldives. Susie says your homeland is called. Veronique says, what's your daytime job? I gotta go back to the office. I'm so sorry, guys. I gotta go back to the office. Hopefully my boss... Don't tell my boss that I'm drinking on the job. Veronique, I do this for a living. No, not drinking beer. I mean, doing videos. Beer is just an addition in Belgium. Maybe when I go to Germany. Sometimes in the UK. I actually don't like drinking beer too much in the US. So I really don't drink too much in the US. I like cocktails in the US. That I do. And Puerto Rico too. Cocktails are amazing. But beer, I usually rarely drink it. Unless if I'm in the UK, now Belgium. It was nice in the Netherlands because they had Belgian beer. And maybe eventually when I go to Germany. Ben says, what's your name? Ariel. Mater says, but you are in your office. Yeah. Touche, I am indeed in my office right now. Soderic says, how tall are you? I'm a very tall 5'2". Very tall. Like, you ever seen a 5'2" and how tall they were? Yeah. That's how tall. I'm a very tall 5'2". Someone earlier asked me what's my favorite Smurf. I don't know the Smurfs too much by first name, but I do like Papa Smurf. He's a cool guy. He's wise. He also is a bit of a mischievous Smurf. So I like Papa Smurf. Bella says lots of Latin music in the background. Yeah. I'd love to see Telluride, Colorado. What do you think? Colorado does seem interesting. Boulder, Colorado, with the railroad history and the mining history. There's some cool stuff in Boulder. Denver seems interesting. And if there's cell phone reception, actually seeing the stars at night would be really cool. I'm not sure if there's cell phone reception out in the middle of Colorado, but Colorado is known as the best place to see the stars at night due to the weather, due to the low light pollution. In the US at least. Miss Dramatica says, sounds like the neighbors are having a party. No, this is literally the bar. It's not even a tropical themed bar. It's a Belle Epoque themed bar, so not even themed. It's probably very old too. Sarah says, I just did my final exam and I didn't do too well. Oh no, Sarah. Oh, I hope you can retake it. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sarah. Feel better. If you're somewhere where you can have a good beer, have a good beer. Did you ever see the Milky Way? And Ludo says, I'm covering very little Instagram stories. I mean, sorry, not Instagram stories. I'm covering very little bench reviews. Someone send the super chat. Ooh, who sent the super chat? Let's see. Sorry, I missed your super chat. Do let me know who sent the super chat. You could get a portable hotspot for Nexus says you could get a portable hotspot for the desert. No, so it doesn't quite work that way. Portable hotspots work where there's already cell phone coverage. Sarah left a super chat. Hey Sarah, thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate it. 19 SAR. Oh, thank you so much. Sarah, I'm so sorry to hear about your exam. I hope you do feel better. So, in order to use a hotspot, you have to already have cell phone reception. If you have no cell phone reception, the hotspot nor your phone are going to work. The point of a hotspot generally is for people that they can use their laptop or their tablet with cell phone reception. The only way, I think, there's two ways of making a live stream work from remote areas. One is bonding 2 or more cell phone receptions. I partnered up with a company called LiveView before, and they gave me a device where I was able to use my big camera and use 2 different data networks combined into one. It's complicated engineering, but in essence, take 2 signals and make them into 1 mega signal. So it's like taking 2 pints and making 1 mega pint. Rather than getting more drunk, you get better signal. So that's really cool. And that's how some people are able to live stream a volcanic eruption in the middle of Sicily or the Philippines. Or they can live stream some type of nature expedition. The other way is to use a satellite signal. I don't know too much about satellite signals. I think they're very expensive. So I would need to have a much larger budget to do a satellite signal connection. I think there's a way to even do both of them combined. Cell phone reception combined with the satellite signal. And that's a solution. It's called internet solution. That's an internet solution to doing a live stream in a very remote area. I would love to do that. I would love to do high budget live videos. So let me know if you want to see high budget live videos. We kind of got there. I already experimented with it. I partnered up with an amazing producer by the name of Cliff Sobel. If you remember Cliff, he appeared in 3 of my live videos. Really cool guy. And we were doing a multi-cam live stream on the field. Really cool. It got me the taste to want to do really high budget live streams. I would love to do that. So I would love to live stream a volcanic eruption. I would love to go and show you the Milky Way from like the middle of Colorado, or live stream I joke around a lot about this, but I would literally love to somehow find a way to live stream Mount Everest. That would be really cool. Nicole says, I want to see everything you do. Awesome, Nicole. Thank you. Bella says, I want to see anything and everything you do. Yeah, thank you so much. If you asked a question before and want to ask again, feel free to do so. Ooh, Anonymous says, very impressed by the folks who watch you and give you info about the destinations. You have a great community. Yeah. It's police. So I gotta give a shout out to Mathona, Victoria, Dutchanese, Isabel, Jacob, and many others that have given PayPals. Thank you so much. Mathona left a very sweet message. Round of hearts to Mathona specifically. So I don't think Mathona comments too much, but when she does, it's always a pleasure. So round of hearts to Mathona. She left a very sweet message. She's someone who watches from Ireland, was unable to really explore as much as I'm able to do so. So she enjoys the ability to explore from the comfort of her home. So that's awesome to hear that I can show you the world in a very easy way. So thank you so much for tuning in and for your kind contributions. Touch says, do you like Bushmills whiskey? You know, I'm not too much of a whiskey drinker. I did try Monkey Shoulder, which I mistakenly thought was called Monkey Bush, which means something very different. It was really good. But I don't really like drinking hard liquor on its own. Never really been too much of a fan. Santiguela says hello. What about Arizona desert? I would love to show the Grand Canyon. That would be cool to do a live stream. Yeah. Where would you like to do a live if you could live anywhere around the world? The Great Pyramids of Giza, the ancient pyramids of Nubia, which is further down in Egypt, northern Sudan. The temple in Jordan, what is it called? I forgot the name. It's a beautiful temple that's integrated into a desert mountain or like a cliff. It's really cool. Petra. That would be cool. I would love to live stream. I would love to live stream a fishing voyage. I would literally want to go to one of those fishing boats in the North Sea or the Icelandic Sea, and live stream like these gigantic waves, the men in full fishing gear fishing. I would love to show that. I think that would be so cool to show fishing in the most extreme circumstances. There's TV shows fully dedicated to that, but that would be so cool to see that live. Oh my god, that would be mind-blowing. That will of course require a high budget. Mount Everest, that would be really cool. Maybe I won't climb it myself. I'm not really a mountain climber. I'm not sure if I will be later in life. But at the moment, I'm not compelled to climb mountains, but maybe I'll find a way to live stream a mountain. Hint, hint. Jerusalem. I would love to show you the same procession. I forgot the official name, but the same path that Jesus walked in his final day. That would be so interesting. That would be such an interesting live video. That would be really cool. And go into like the temples and everything. That would be awesome. Esfield says you should live stream from Yonkers. Yes, maybe. Getting lost in Yonkers, maybe. Stations of the Cross. Thank you so much, Anthony. I would love to live stream the Stations of the Cross, like literally there in person. I would love to live stream the Stations of the Cross. That would be, I think, so epic. Ron says Everest is overhyped. John Oliver features on it. I think it's overhyped, but no, I mean, it might be overhyped, of course. But nonetheless, it's still the tallest mountain in the world. Even anything else, it's still cool just because it's the tallest mountain in the world. Tim says, do you imagine yourself living anywhere else than New York City? Yes, London, Paris. I imagine myself living in. Baby Rome. Another Sue says, you're thinking about traveling to great destinations. Yeah. I mean, it would be so cool. One of my favorite movies of all time is called Embrace of the Serpent. I highly recommend watching it. It is a movie made in Colombia by Colombian production, about a German guy, scientist, who actually ventures deep into the Amazon. And it's told from two perspectives: a modern German, like a modern by maybe like 1950s or something like that, and then someone in maybe the late 1800s, early 1900s. It's told from two different points in time, but nonetheless, they go through this journey of the Amazon, and the Amazon doesn't really appeal to me. for my own pleasure. I would not go to the Amazon for my own pleasure, but I would sure as heck would love to do a live video venturing deep into the Amazon. I think that would be so epic. But that, of course, will require a big budget. I would require a guide who really knows their stuff. Things have to be planned. There has to be cell phone reception. A lot of thought would have to go into making a safe trip through the Amazon, all in live video. But I would love to do that. That would be super cool. To like do what Embrace of the Serpent did, except with no death. I don't want any dying. But do what they did, going deep into the darkness of the Amazon, the green hell as they call it, and come back out alive and in one piece, all in live video. Tim says there are no urban areas in the Amazon, right? There used to be. The cities of the Amazon. Nicole says, oh wow, there are a lot of creepy animals. Yeah. Lulu says, can you ever stop traveling feeling unhappy? Ooh. Yeah, you know, Lulu, that's a great question. New York is very expensive. And right now, traveling, I would be spending the same amount of money if I wanted to live in the middle of the city. It sucks. It sucks that to literally me right now live in the city, New York, costs about the same as me traveling through all these countries. I'm just, I'm a bit remiss, so that's why when I say New York, I feel like A, I'm wasting my money, B, I've already done enough New York content, so unless if I'm working with a company, which I may, aside from Bulova, I may be working with another really cool company. Well, aside from working with those companies, I'm not too incentivized to do too much more New York content. Veronique says, how do you manage to have such great live stream quality? The reason I have such a great live stream quality is because of the beer. No, it's not because of the beer. It's because of the SIM cards. So I use local SIM cards. But Belgium is hard to buy a SIM card. Very hard to buy a SIM card. You have to show your passport. It's not too much of a big of a deal, but I've learned the hard way that if you show your passport and your ID, and you show your ID to a cell phone company, you have to be very careful that they don't steal your identity. That happened to me in Romania. I got my credit card stolen, not the actual credit card itself, but they tried to make purchases and they tried to steal my identity in Romania. And I know the reason that happened was because I went to a cell phone store, and in Romania it's normal procedure in many other parts of the world to take all your information, including your passport number and your date of birth and everything, and put it down into a list and record it and take photos and photocopy your passport. And I think unfortunately the person that I interfaced with in that cell phone company in Romania either sold it or used it themselves to steal my identity, which sucked. So I had to get a new credit card, I had to call credit card companies, I had to do a bunch of things. So that kind of sucks when you have to do that procedure. So in Belgium, I have not bought a SIM card. But I was lucky enough that in the Netherlands, if you get a SIM card in the Netherlands, you have to pay €20 per week, €15 per week in order to get unlimited cell phone data, which is a bit expensive, but they're using Vodafone. And Vodafone tends to be very good in Belgium, tends to be very good in many countries around Europe. So right now I'm using Netherlands cell phone data, which is unlimited. But every time I go to a new country, if I don't really need to show too much information, and I can use unlimited data, I will use cell phone reception from that company. Zen says you don't need a passport for a prepaid card. You do. In Romania, you do. Belgium, you do. Yes. You need to show your passport, yeah. Spain. I think Spain, yeah, they checked my passport too. Italy checks your passport. They don't take too much information, but they do a photocopy of your passport. So if you're getting a SIM card in one of those countries, just keep an eye. Just make sure you're going to a more trustworthy place. Anything can happen anywhere, but make sure you're going to a more trustworthy place. What would be your perfect day off? Asked Nicole. My perfect day off. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico would be my perfect day off. This is going to Puerto Rico. Yeah. Spending it with family. Yeah. Going to the beach. Having a pina colada. Some mofongo. Listening to wonderful salsa music. You're doing nice videos, says Den. Thank you so much, Den. I appreciate that. Robert says he doesn't really read all the comments. Robert. Robert, you try read hundreds of comments. Either A, see how interesting that is, or B, see if you can actually do it. I pride myself as a live streamer that I read a lot more comments and make compelling conversations from it than other live streamers. I think I do. Yeah. I think I do a heck of a job reading a lot of comments and making compelling conversation, focused on the theme, and somehow coherent for people watching the replays. I think I do a good job on that. Let me know what you think for people tuning in. Other than vlogger, is there any other profession you would use? Director of film. Director, yes. Director would be the thing I enjoy the most outside of vlogging, live streaming, is directing. I love directing. Aside from directing, writing comes pretty close. Yeah. Dem says where you're from. I'm what is called a Nuyorican. Hence the music. I didn't choose this on purpose. This is pure random. But the music, I'm Puerto Rican heritage. I was born in Puerto Rico. I was raised in New York. Hence Nuyorican. It is a very specific identity. And this identity is actually world famous. Lin-Manuel Miranda, Jennifer Lopez, Marc Anthony, all the salseros, Tito Puentes, who else? Willie Colon, huge list of Hector Lavoe, huge list of some of the best hip hoppers as well. Big Pun, Fat Joe, some of the biggest artists in history are Nuyoricans. I am so proud to be a Nuyorican. Yeah, Ricky Martin lived in New York for quite a while, and Mark Anthony as well. Susie says, I'm proud to be Nuyorican. Hell yes. Pitbull is Cuban descendant, but the cultures are somewhat similar. Have you been to Capri or Positano? Yes. Check out my videos last year. I did maybe 2 videos in Positano and 2 to 3 videos in Capri. Someone asked me about, Ludo asked me before about bench reviews. I have not been reviewing too many benches. Yeah, Ludo. It's been a tough time with me and benches. You know, sometimes these damn benches get on your nerves. You know, obviously, you just want to say, F these benches, man. F these benches. I'm tired of your shit. No, Ludo, I think I haven't reviewed benches. A, because a lot of them are the same. I haven't encountered too many unique benches. The Dutch had interesting benches, but they were all attached to private homes. And I'm not going to say it's someone's private bench. So unfortunately, yeah, not too many benches I encountered that were unique. Ryan says Ariel has been let down by a few benches recently, yeah. Takoop says, I enjoy your vlogs. Oh, I'm so glad you do, Takoop. You and your wife. Oh, that's so cool. SVO says, different live streamers have different approaches, equally all valid. They have their own audience. Yes, SVO is right. But I'm doing it right. SVO is right. All live streamers have their own approaches. They're all doing great jobs. But I'm doing the best job. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I have some colleagues doing some great work. Love your history knowledge, says Jane. Yes, I make it all up. Everything. It's all made up. It's fantasy. I just, yeah, it's all fiction. I hate to break it to you. I've not read a history book in my life. That's what some YouTube comments and TikTok comments prefer to believe. What are some of the best things you've eaten? Kamala. This has not been too much of a culinary adventure. Belgian beer is truly exceptional. I have a little bit left. So feel free to ask any last remaining questions until I finish this final remainder of the beer. Belgian beer has been truly exceptional. Truly exceptional. I do recommend if you have enjoyed a beer in your life, come to Belgium. You will be blown away. If you're a beer lover, oh my God, Belgium will be a revelation for you. Yes, UK has great beer, in my opinion. Ireland has great beer, in my opinion. America has great beer too. Germany. I haven't been to Germany, but I've tried German beers. Great beers. I've been to Czech Republic. Czech Republic has amazing beers. You might think you know beer, and I get it. I truly do get that you think you might know the best beers in the world. But when you come to Belgium and try a beer, it will make you second guess how deeply you knew beer. An entire new world will open up. All new world of possibilities will break open the moment you sip your first Trappist beer. It's wonderful. Chocolate, I'm not a big fan of chocolate Have you managed to mix chocolate and beer, says Mel? I don't like chocolate too much. But my favorite one here in Belgium has been St. Catherine. It's truly exceptional also. Chocolate here is exceptional. Best food of my journey has been Scotland. This particular journey, summer 2022, has been Scotland. That's my highlight for food. I had some of the best meat pies, blood pudding, haggis in my life in Scotland. Almo says, will the next live stream be elsewhere? This is my last name in Belgium, so who knows what happens between today and tomorrow? Who knows? But yes, next scheduled live stream will be in a different country. So someone asked, where are we going? Can you give us any hints? Any hints? Dem says, do you have Instagram? Urbanist Live. Urbanist Live. And my TikTok as well, Ariel Vera. Am I going anywhere? Where am I going? Do you guys want a hint? As I mentioned, you know, the reason I'm not telling you where I'm going is because I've always wanted to take a significant other on a random journey and not tell them anywhere. No, not tell them where they're going, but just tell them to pack up. So do you want to know how to pack up? Proverbially. Please don't pack up literally. Okay. We got still a month left. 1 month. 1 month left. I'm here. I don't know exactly when is the last scheduled live stream. I'll tell you when the last scheduled live stream is. But 1 month. We're still in Europe. You have to pack. You have to pack clothes that can be a bit more loose fitting. Let's just say that we might indulge in some of the finest food that Europe has to offer. So first, pack clothes that, you know, has a little bit of expanded waist. Second is you gotta dress a bit more warmly. I mean, yeah, I need to dress more warmly. I send all my warm clothes back to New York. That was a mistake. I'll tell you that. That was a mistake. Sending my warm clothes back to New York. Now I gotta go find more warm clothes. And then lastly, I gotta ditch all those warm clothes and really whip out my short shorts. So it's gonna be a doozy. I would recommend packing in layers. Make sure you pack for very hot weather and for very cold weather. Susie says, good excuse to buy more clothes. Yeah. Ryan says, you'll need all your clothes. I wish I didn't send back my warm clothes back to New York. And Awasu says, hot and cold, yes. Oh yeah. Very cold and very hot. And I think it's appropriate. I think I should tell you, just so I don't want to. People are gonna have expectations, of wild expectations, but I think it'll be more fun to put a limit to those expectations. It'll be one country where you're gonna see where you have to pack for both hot, cold, and with maybe some elastic sweatpants. Antonio says Primark or H&M has good clothes. Yeah, if you need to buy clothes in a pinch in Europe, H&M is a good option. If you're really budget, H&M and Primark are good options. If you can spend a little bit more, Zara is a good option for quick clothes. Though if you can afford it, and think about the long-term cost as well. Buy high quality clothes. You might not be spending too much more. So for example, this shirt is from a smaller brand called State of the Art from the Netherlands. This cost me, it was 2 for 1. So each shirt is $89, 89 euro. So I got this basically for 40 euro. This is a really good quality shirt, 100% cotton. I would recommend sometimes spending a bit more in a good quality shop, because those type of clothes will last you much longer. Zara is great. Some Zara clothes will last you a long time. A lot of them won't. H&M even less. So sometimes if you're budgeting, make sure you take into account the long-term costs. Hey, Carol says, hey, Carol, please don't write in caps. I do appreciate you. Caps is like screaming at a party, but thank you so much for tuning in. Carol says, I'm a chef and I can't wait to see your reactions to foods. Oh, cool. Tim says, how will you travel to your next destination? I think that would be revealing too much, but stay tuned next week. You'll learn how I got there. Anamasu says, what a riddle. Yeah, a lot of people are making guesses. I like this. I finished my beer. Wow, that was great. So if you asked a question and I did not respond to it, ask now, forever hold your peace, because that was the last beer. I am already feeling rather tipsy. So I think I'm going to enjoy the shops here in Brussels. Enjoy a half day off, and maybe another day off tomorrow as I'm traveling to a new location. And then I'll see you back on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I mean, sorry, 3 p.m. Western European time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Take the globe as your souvenir. You mean the cup? I would love to buy an Orville cup. This has been my favorite cup so far. Class is holding peace. Oh no, class. You're holding your peace. Watch out. Don't hold it too long. Don't hold the peace too long. Otherwise that peace might grow. Hi, it says, always leave a cliffhanger. Mika says, thanks Ariel. My pleasure, Mika. Take a walk up St. Michael's, the park at the end, says Chris. Oh, thank you so much, Chris. Overlooking Brussels. All right. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Do you think Tintin would be a good mate? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If Tintin were a real person, I think it would be the best travel companion. Veronica says, someone wanted to say hello to you. Oh. Oh, no. Someone wanted to say hello to William. Hey, William. Thank you so much for tuning in. Carpe Diem says, thank you so much for your travel recently. Oh, my pleasure, Carpe Diem. Well, we are seizing the day. I'm so glad you're enjoying the European adventure. Thanks for, be sure to like and subscribe, yes. And if you really enjoyed my videos, go on Facebook and go and check out the Bulova one. That Bulova partnership has enabled me, on TikTok as well, this partnership has enabled me, to have a nice watch. I usually don't wear watches, but this one I fell in love with, actually. It's really cool. I love the story behind it. I love something with a good story. So A, I got a nice watch, but B, it was very nice to partner up with them. Also, it helps to fund the journeys doing certain sponsorships and partnerships like this one. So check out the video I posted on them. Is this $600 watch? No, this retails for a bit more. This retails for about $900 to $1,000. Yeah, check out the two videos I did. One of them is about the clock hidden in the street in Maiden Lane in New York City. And the other one is about the former Brooklyn Dodgers Stadium in Brooklyn. And there's one more coming up this next week. And if I work with them in September, you'll see a few more others. And who knows if we continue working together. They're not sponsoring per se, so they have no creative control in the videos I'm doing. Hence, that's why they're not sponsored. So they're in essence paying for my research. So I'm researching their history and using it in my videos. Love how you tied Bulova into the Ebbets Field video. Yeah, I mean, that's really cool. Tracy says, yes, cool, Bulova. Good presentation for their company. Yeah, that's why they are working with me, because they want someone to expose more of their stories. Will you do a live 24-hour Ron asks, will you do a 24-hour live stream reading the time? Maybe. If that, Bulova would have to sponsor that broadcast. That was my guess, says Teacup. Ooh, people are guessing. $3,400 stars have been sent. Let's see if I miss any questions. What was the best beer? I had the one in the very old pub. It was really, really good. I forgot the name. I think the other great one is Orval. Orval is really great. This one is a bit more accessible. You can find this in the US. Did I go to Leuven? No, I'm only here for a week in Belgium, so I did not go to many other places. Jovi. So no, I only went to Brussels and Bruges. And as I mentioned, when you're traveling and you're working, it's okay to be a bit tired. So I was a bit tired of hopping around too much, so I decided not to go to Ghent or Antwerp, even though they were accessible. I'm staying here in Brussels, so I felt like staying in Brussels. But the cool thing is I can always come back. And always come back and show you on video, too. Also, a cool, interesting thing to know as a content creator. I know that some content creators watch my show. It's good to balance. It's good to balance. It's good to have time on your own. Because when you have time on your own and you're actually experiencing the travel yourself, without a camera, you unlock things that you can eventually film. I had a wonderful time hanging out with, as I mentioned, Marcin. I'm so glad I did not decide not to do any live streaming, but they showed me around a beautiful neighborhood that I know next time I come, I gotta really show that neighborhood. And then they showed me a wonderful architect called Victor Horta, which is really fascinating, which would make a great video on its own. So that's a cool thing. Ron says, do you have any regrets? I think the only regret I have is not spending more time in... Two regrets. Not spending more time in Copenhagen, Denmark. Denmark is interesting. I don't know what I would have done for another week in Denmark. I couldn't tell you, oh, I would have gone here. But it was a really magical country. Really fascinating culture. It was a really energizing culture. It's hard to describe, as I mentioned many times. Really hard to describe, but it is, and it's not stereotyped. It's not part of. It's not one of the famous countries of Europe. Yeah, there's not too much to Denmark that people know aside from Vikings, but there was something about that country that I felt like I needed more time. If only I had more time. As they say in the movies. If only I had one more chance. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. Like the end of a film where a character regrets not doing something. I don't know what I found in Denmark a week or two more, but I feel like I would have found something. Something was there. I can't tell you what it was or what could it be. But maybe I'll go back. Almo says the women. That's maybe one factor. What country would you like to live in for a year, says Pamela? London or Paris, or Scotland as well. But Copenhagen, I would consider living in Copenhagen for a few months. Anastu says, this girl I knew would love you. She adores Denmark and Vikings. Denmark to be continued, says Louise. Yeah. It'll be like a sequel to a film where the character says like, I wish I had more time. It's like before sunsets. And no, I did not have any romantic connection in Denmark, so it wasn't quite that. But it's like before sunset, but the platonic version of it. It's like it's a misconnection, but then you come back many years later. Hopefully it won't be like before sunset, where it's like 9 years later. 9 years later, I come back to Denmark. And that's where the magic happens. Susie says, I wish you spent more time in Paris. Paris is wonderful. Paris is easily a place to spend many more weeks. Have you rented a car in Europe? No, Barris. No, not yet. No. Well, you go off the beaten path. I think the next place I would rent a car is in Ireland, once I have the budget for it. That's probably the next place I would rent a car. Though some places in Europe would be interesting renting a car. You don't quite need it in Netherlands or in Belgium. It's very easy to get around without a car. You really don't need it. You may need it in France, in Scotland, in Ireland, parts of Italy, especially to visit the small villages. You might need it in a lot of places. Anonymous says, look at this guy sitting in Belgium and dreaming of, dreaming of Denmark. I love Belgium. It's an amazing country. I'm super grateful to be here. Super grateful. Nicole says, I feel you, but sometimes the second impression is totally different from the first. Yeah, could be. Yeah. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Those were 2 Trappist beers. Orval was my favorite of the 2. The other one was really good as well. I shall enjoy a nice relaxing day here in Brussels. Stay tuned. Do I even have this written down? First of all, bonus videos are going to be posted. Belgium, I don't think I'm going to have any bonus videos, but there will be bonus videos of the Netherlands. Cool videos of the Netherlands coming up. Cool videos of, I have like 1 or 2 videos from other countries I still haven't posted yet. And then more videos coming up of the next destination too. So, and then you get full access to all the other videos. Italy, Ireland, Greece, patreon.com/urbanist. And there you get access to all those videos. And I was able to live stream today, right now, with all this beautiful Latin American music, Puerto Rican music. I was able to live stream. Right now it's Latin jazz. I love Latin jazz. Because of the patrons, Super Urbanists. Or also on YouTube, pressing that join button, you also get access to all that content. Or pressing that become a supporter button, you get access to all that content. And if you become a Mega Urbanist, you get access to postcards, which I have some with me. The first ones to be sent out in August are going to be from Brussels and Belgium. Let me show it to you. So become a Mega Urbanist to get access to postcards once a month. You get 1 per month. From one of the destinations I visit within that month. And then if I end up spending a few months in New York in a row, then you end up getting the opportunity to choose a postcard from one of these countries I visited, availability permitting. So stay tuned. I will be spending at least a month in New York when I'm back. So you'll have the chance to get a postcard if you missed the country that I didn't send you one from. But these are probably the prettiest postcards I found. Belgium joins the ranks of Paris and Seattle as being some of the best postcard countries in the world. It's always the most random countries that have the prettiest postcards. So Belgium is up there with Seattle with some of the best postcards I've ever seen in my life. And I'm now sending 40 postcards because we have 40 urbanists. So it's 40 postcards. It's a day's work, a day or two's work of writing postcards, because I actually write real messages on them. And then lastly, have I written that? Yeah. Thursdays through Sundays, 9 a.m. New York City time, 3 p.m. Western European time. The song ends and we shall come to a close. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Let's get to 200 patrons by the end of the trip so I can keep showing you some cool places. If it seems viable for you to spend $5 a month to continue exploring the world from the comfort of your own phone, then do so. Otherwise, enjoy for free. That's okay. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. From Brussels, may I come back once again to Belgium and Brussels. Au revoir and tot ziens and goodbye.